Soy Koi Nervore, Jate Tor. Welcome to Season 2. I have still lost count and apparently refuse to know what episode number we're on now.
Believe 13.
Yeah, that's why I said I've lost count, and I guess I refuse to look to see what number it is now. So today's topic
Yes,
is
13.
handyman-related stuff around the house. We're talking about, like, drilling holes, fixing plumbing, basic common sense stuff like the last few episodes have been. We will have a semi-short lesson for language. I'm still going through it trying to find stuff. We'll probably do this the entire episode. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But so far I've got Gore, which is hammer, spelled G-O-R, pronounced G-O-H-R. Gore, hammer. We've got Genore, which is a general term for hand tools. Ganure, G-A-A-N-U-R-E, and is pronounced G-A-H-N-O-O-R-A-Y. Ganore, hand tools. We've got Pirgoi, which is a pipe or tube. Pirgoi, spelled P-I-R-G-O-Y, and is pronounced P-E-R-G-O-Y. Pirgoi, pipe or tube. And we've also got water, because, you know, if you got pipes and tubes, you might have water, which is Pirun, P-I-R-U-N, and is pronounced P-E-R-U-N, Pirun, water. And that's pretty much all I've got for lesson at the moment. But like I said, if we figure out something to search, I'll probably search it up and we'll have another word.
Woohoo. But yeah. I swear to God, Kadale. I swear to God, I'm going to get the Allori to remove your privileges to the soundboard.
I thought about that after I said
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
No, I'm the same way. I love doing that too.
Please don't. Like I just get so like don't want to do it. By the time I get to edit it, by the time I get to editing these, I'm just like,
fuck it, we'll leave it in.
Fuck it, because it's too much of a pain in the ass to edit it out. Because you always do it like right in the middle when people are talking too.
That's the best I can do it, though.
Yes, but then it looks... I'm not saying we're professional.
Oh, by far, I am not professional.
I'm not trying to claim we're professional.
I am still 12-year-old's maturity.
Of course, we're just
Professional. About to be professional.
As we always say.
If we're supposed to be professional in this, I shouldn't be hosting this.
That's why I said, I know we're not professional, but come on, at least have a little decency and respect. People see that and think it's like, oh, this is just a joke. Just listen. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
We got to keep people listening somehow.
Well, being on topic would probably be a good start.
Well, I was on topic until I started to
mess with the
around.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so general stuff people like to hang on the walls, like shelves, memorabilia, all that kind of stuff.
I was actually going to start with basic tools one should always have available.
Alright, let's do that.
I mean, we could also use this as part of the lessons for looking up what they would be in Mandoa.
Now, see, I've tried that. Like drill, we have no word for drill. Obviously, we're not going to have drill bits.
I would say, do we have any way of, like how it's been done in the past of like taking words and combining them to be basically creating a word for it? Similar to what
I mean, what are we gonna do for drill? What's another thing that we can butcher for drill?
Spinning shovel. Maybe.
Is there anything that has to do with like a driver of some type?
We have no word for driver.
I mean, eventually we're gonna have to just create the words just blah.
We have ride or drive, and that's a verb.
Is there a word for screw?
Nope.
What about bit?
Nope.
Well, we'll use this as a learning experience as we expand the language, you know?
Yep.
So-
Welcome to the.
Yeah.
The only
Nothing
word
ever
we
wrong
have
there.
that has nail in it is fingernail.
What's fingernail?
Fingernail is serbev. And I want you to see if you can figure out how to spell that. Serbev. Pronounced S-A-I-R-B-E-V. I bet $100 you don't get it. Unless you're cheating, which don't do that.
Wait, say
I'm
again.
on my cell phone,
How
so
is
I
it pronounced? How is it pronounced?
Serbev.
No, like spelt pronunciation. No, like the phonetic.
Because you're going to go in the
No.
manual.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm being honorable.
S-A-I-R-B-E-V.
I'm still learning.
B-E. S-A-I-R-B-E what?
V.
I know it's S, obviously, to start. There's my attempt in the chat. S-E-R.
Nope.
No?
Nope. You are wrong. You owe me $100. See if I can get another $200.
Yeah, you know that ain't actually happening.
I wish.
I'll give you $100 of Monopoly money. There you go.
Oh no, I'm already the bank in Monopoly. You can't pay the bank.
What do you think taxes are?
I know.
Go ahead, because I've got nothing.
C-E-R-B-E-V.
Oh, C-E-R.
Just like Nair, Vaughn,
Mm-hmm.
spelled N-E-R,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pronounced N-A-I-R.
Yeah, the E-R I knew, but it's I put an S instead of the C.
I might have to cut short on this and go lay down. The ice pack is not helping. I actually have to lay on the ice pack.
Are you okay? Like, is it really that bad?
Yeah, the position I was holding, and then I sat for 40 minutes in the car driving home.
Oof.
That's when it really started to hurt.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna get off PC,
What?
but I'm gonna go lay down, but I'll still be on phone.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, what is finger specifically in Mandoa?
Ser, C-E-R.
So then Bev would be nail.
Could be. But the thing is,
because
we don't
the
have a specific word for nail. It's just fingernail.
mm-hmm. But the thing about
Well, I would have. Well, hold on. No, Bev is something else. Actually, that's Bave, is how that's pronounced. B-A-Y-V-E, and it's a needle, spike, or pin.
I mean, what is a nail but a thicker version of those?
I mean, it could be a spike. I could agree with that.
Okay, so Bave. See, that doesn't seem right for how that's spelt. BEV?
Pronounced Bayve. Yeah, Bave.
No, yeah, actually, I guess that would be with how he's supposed to be pronounced in Mendoa. Yeah, that would be Bave.
Yeah, all right, you just say.
There you go. I'm over on phone now.
Alrighty.
So I won't be able to do any more of the language looking, at least, but can still talk and help and shit. Come on, Jen. Wait, you're here to help? I do try.
That's just half the battle.
At least you won't have to worry about the dogs playing, too.
Yeah, because you can actually pay attention to them and hold them
Yeah.
until they hear someone outside.
Actually, in the bedroom, dog doesn't bark.
Good.
Which is surprising because the window is right there at the parking lot, and she doesn't bark in here. I guess it's because I've got double blackout curtains. She can't see out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess Bave would be nail. But
yeah,
standard handyman's toolkit would consist of hammer, screwdrivers, a crescent wrench, a good socket set, and ratchet, preferably Duralast because they're good quality and they have lifetime warranties.
Yeah, but if you want to go for the cheaper stuff, Black & Decker from Walmart does just as good.
Yes, it does. You can also have a pipe wrench, too.
Because not everybody can afford Milwaukee.
Yeah, keep in mind the difference between
I have rigids. Those have lifetime warranty on them.
I was going to say...
Well, and believe it or not, Black & Decker, DeWalt, and Mac Tools are all under the same company, so they're all the same product. So if you ever have an issue with a Black & Decker product or a DeWalt product and the store doesn't honor it, if you're able to find a Mac Tools truck at like one of the local dealerships, they'll take care of you.
Nice.
Difference between...
Rigid, by the way, is made by the same people as Milwaukee. Or it's owned by the same people anyways.
I like the umbrella company. The parent... Milwaukee is the parent company.
Actually, the parent company is TTI.
Oh, okay.
TTI owns Milwaukee and Rigid. I only know that because, like you know, I used to work for Milwaukee.
Good
and
to know.
TTI is the ones who sign our paycheck.
Good to know. But something most people don't realize is there's a difference between a pipe wrench and a monkey wrench. Pipe wrenches have ridges on them. Monkey wrenches do not.
That's true.
They look the same, but a monkey wrench does not have the teeth that a pipe wrench does, and that's because... Yeah, because monkey wrench don't need it. Pipe wrenches do.
You also
Screwdrivers
can
of all
get your
sorts.
vice grips too.
Yeah.
Yep, a good pair of vice grips. Crescent...
Definitely no, we don't have a word for that.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure we could figure out a creative word.
Yeah.
Crescent wrenches, screwdrivers of Phillips, flatheads, Allen wrenches, and torque wrenches.
Needle nose pliers.
Needle nose pliers, standard pliers, channel lock pliers.
When we're talking screwdrivers, I would actually recommend having those as screw bits and then having a universal screwdriver that those bits will fit into.
I can agree
That way
with
you're
that.
not lugging around 20 screwdrivers. You just have a screw bit set and one... not even sure what the handle would be called, but a screwdriver handle that those bits would
a bit driver.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That works.
Yeah, I have a universal screwdriver, and then I also have electrical screwdrivers as well.
Now, caveat to that one is if you're doing any electrical work, I would recommend getting electrician screwdrivers because they are insulated.
Rubberized handles.
And shafts. So your hand's not going to be touching the metal to end up getting a shocking experience.
Or just get rubber gloves.
I mean, yeah, but they're nice and red colored. But yes, get yourself a good. If you want to go the route of the bits, make sure you get good. Those I would definitely say get you a good quality set, because I cannot tell you the number of times I've had cheap bits shear and break on me because they were cheap.
And find a good extension, because some things are just a little out of reach.
Yes. Sockets, if you're going with socket sets, have adapters from the 1/4 inch to the 1/2 inch and 1/8 inch,
Yep.
as well as extenders that do the same. And have 3 different size extenders: your really, really long one, your long one, and then your about 2 to 3 inches.
2-inch, 4-inch, and 6-inch.
Oh, I've seen even longer than that.
I think they're.
But those.
Oh
those,
yeah, I know.
Those,
I know there's longer, but those are the ones you need the most.
Yeah, those I'd say were the quote unquote standard 3 sizes that one would need.
If you're doing a 1-foot-long extender, that's going to be a specialty one.
You're doing diesel truck work of some sort.
I done it.
If you have a Harbor Freight near you, you can get a really nice mechanics tool set that has the 1/4 inch, 3/8 drive, and 1/2 inch drive, and metric and standard, with like a decent little set of wrenches with it for under $100.
Or get a friend who works at Milwaukee to buy them at their yearly sale, and you can spend like $5 on it.
If you can, I would actually recommend, when you have the money, to get the pass-through socket sets, or at least get a pass-through socket set, because when working on a vehicle, they can actually help quite a bit with getting into tight areas, because you always end up with having that one spot that the ratchet just makes it just a bit too big, but without the ratchet, the socket fits just right. Pass through crescent wrench, or not crescent wrench, but ratchet makes that kind of a lot easier, especially on if you're doing like carpentry, having those really long lag bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have to like tighten up, the legs on your chair or the legs on your table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real quick, back to electrical. Did we talk about wire strippers or anything like that?
Nope.
No, we haven't gotten there yet. I mean, we are still talking about tools.
Gotcha.
A good pair of wire strippers, yes.
Side cutters are a must.
Electrical tape as well.
Yeah.
Handyman's
Duct tape. Duct tape.
Handyman's Band-Aids.
Because I use those a lot when I'm working on doors.
But yeah, electrical tape is definitely a must. Zip ties. Zip ties are your friends. A good pair of snips.
Some wire nuts as well.
Wire nuts, yeah. If you can, learn how to properly solder wiring. And I do mean properly soldering wiring. As an arcade technician, oh my god, I've dealt with a clusterfuck of a nest on a skee ball machine that I'm looking at this of like, who did this? Because I'm about to wring your
That was fun.
neck. Honestly, it was a fire hazard waiting to happen. It was that bad of a job. I had to rewire.
Yeah, I understand that. 'Cause
I had to
that happens to me when I
rewire.
work on Walmart doors, because those ones, all the wires inside them are horrible.
Yeah, because the thing is if you learn how to properly solder wiring, all you need is shrink wrap, or the shrink sleeves. You don't need to worry about the wire nuts. Shrink sleeves is all you need.
See, that wire mess that you're talking about on that skee ball machine is exactly why I tell my oldest son, do it right the first time so you don't have to do it again.
Oh my god, it was such a pain in the ass having to rewire that fucking thing. Oh my god, I swear that bird's nest was the reason we were having the problem with it. Because as soon as I was done rewiring it, the problem, for the most part, went away until another problem came about where it's just so old that the gate smacking into the stopper eventually was worn down enough to where it was no longer, where the gate was going past the apex and wasn't able to be forced down, so I had to replace that. That was fun. But let's see, wire cutters, snips in general, a good box cutter, like razor blade cutter. Be careful with that, kids.
Yes.
They are very, very sharp.
I have cut myself many times, so I'm playing with it.
Always cut away from you.
Shifty eyes, shifty eyes. But yeah, make sure you have a box cutter, that way you're not having to use your calls as the replacement. Let's see, good hammer. Pry bars, possibly. Those are a little bit more, would be considered on the specialty side.
Yeah,
Pry
pry bars or some mallets,
be a must.
rubber mallets or stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd say mallets for if you're doing carpentry. That way you're not denting up wood.
See, that pry bar would go in for the carpentry as well. Or at least in mine it would, for the simple fact that if you're trying to line up a stubborn 2x4,
yeah, that's fair.
Have the nail into one side and use the pry bar to align to flush it.
Oh.
Flush means to align in a straight manner.
On the,
for those who don't know.
Going back
and don't forget a level now that we're talking about a 2x4 real quick.
True.
Oh, yes,
True.
A good decent length level and a carpenter's square.
I mean, you can go with the three sizes of levels, so small, medium, and large ones.
Well, the main reason I say a good size level is because even though you have a level, if you're dealing with a big enough piece of wood, one side may be leveled, but as it goes down, it stops being so leveled.
Well, and not just carpentry. Like if you're putting up a wall mount for your TV or hanging a shelf, I mean, even if it's like a little, like one of those 6-inch or even a full, foot level, it's very, very helpful.
The nice thing is that most wall mounts actually now come with one built in, which is nice. I've had to install several of them over the past year.
Never had a wall mount come with a level built in.
Yeah, I need to get me one of those new wall mounts. Would have made it a lot easier.
That being said, a stud finder.
I'm going to put a caveat on this and say you must hold it to yourself and say, hey, I found a stud.
You do not have to do that.
Horrible dad joke.
Very horrible dad joke. My daughter just looks at me like, you're stupid whenever I do that.
What points of stuff finding out yourself?
Yeah. A good, in regards to the drill, a good quality drill at that. And drill bit set, both auger bits and wood bits. The difference between them is your auger bits are your typical ones that people mainly think of that are like the spiral. Your wood bits are the flat paddle looking ones. Your auger bits are good for just about anything from ceramic to concrete to metal. The metal ones, you do need to make sure that they are rated for metal.
No, I know I've got Milwaukee, but I've also got a Black & Decker that I'll swear by just as much as the Milwaukee ones.
Mm-hmm.
That battery, surprisingly, that battery lasted on a single charge for like 2 years because I could not find my charger for that thing. I just recently found it in the last month.
Damn. Yeah, I've got a Black & Decker drill that does very well for me. The ratchet's sadly broken and no good, but the drill still works.
Yeah, I got like 2 drills and impact from Rigids.
Mm-hmm. For the drill, a bit driver bit that's designed to go for the drill. This is kind of a more on the specialty side of things. However, it can make some small work rather easy, but I'm trying to remember the proper word for it. A rotary tool, like a Dremel.
Circular tool?
No, a Dremel. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. A decent.
Yeah, a good Dremel is a must.
Yes, a good quality Dremel, and make sure your Dremel bits, you read what their RPM ratings are, because they do have a rating that they're only good for so fast. I have actually had to demonstrate for some people why it is that you do not put low RPM bits at a high RPM rate. Thankfully, we were yes, thankfully, but at the same time, it's like don't have to say that, because it's like, all right, everyone, full protective gear, because you're about to see why.
Right.
The moment I turned it on at the high speed, the cutting disc that I had on almost instantly shattered, and I hadn't even touched it to anything.
Turns into shrapnel real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure I'm just gonna say I may have been a mere sheb and done this some myself. Make sure you're using this stuff on the appropriate material.
Appropriate material and properly the right way.
And guys, don't be afraid to read the instructions. They literally can be a lifesaver. I know we're guys. We don't like to read instructions. We don't need to, yada, yada, yada. But
do so.
The hard way. It's just easier to read them. Makes things a lot easier.
It makes them a lot easier and quicker.
So many trips to the hospital.
That too. Even if it's
I've
something you've
definitely seen you not rotary tool, not Dremel. The
circular
bigger one, grinders.
Oh, grinder.
I've recently seen some videos where the grinding wheel cut in half, and somebody's hat or seat saved them a trip to the hospital.
A bench grinder and polishing wheel. I will say this: a polishing wheel is the most dangerous tool in any shop out there. Do not, and I say do not, wear any jewelry or gloves
Oh yeah.
when working with a polishing wheel.
I'm just gonna say with most tools most power tools in general,
If it's a
keep it
rotary,
away from loose fitting clothes
mm-hmm.
and hair.
Oh yes, always make sure you're for you ladies and you men that like to have your hair long. Make sure it is tied back proper. If you have to, put it in a bun. Top knotted if you want.
To be honest, you're going to be getting warm working anyway, so it's probably going to be best to put it up for the cooling effect.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
I'll say
and
this.
Also with like the wire wheels, be really careful with any type of like keep your distance. So remember, if you come back, you step back with the wire wheel.
Mm-hmm.
That is important. I remember being in body shop back in high school, and a kid got his stomach cut up because he didn't step back with it on a fender, and it caught his shirt, and he was not a good thing.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yep.
Yeah, I can already imagine that one. Another thing, and I can say this one from seeing my uncle, who currently has 4 fingers total, but 2 of them are halves. But one of them is half of 2, because he decided to not keep his fingers out of the way of a circular saw or a chop saw. Keep your fingers away from blades, kids.
Oh yes, with the circular saw part. My friend Armin lost his thumb. Make sure your blades are in good shape. His blade on his circular saw was not sharp enough when he was cutting a piece of wood remodeling the living room in his home, and he lost his thumb. They could not reattach it because it was just so dull it mauled it.
Yep, it ripped. It didn't cut.
Exactly.
Yeah, just rule 1. Keep your fingers a good 1 to 2 inches away from any cutting blades. Band saws, circular saws, oh god, what's table saw, sawzalls, reciprocator saws for being the proper term for sawzalls. I mean, we're starting to get into some like specialty tools at this point. When using like a table saw or circular saw, make sure your saw wheel is made for the material that you're cutting. If you try using a wood blade on metal, it is going to be a very bad time because the teeth are not spaced properly for metal. If you actually look at the a metal cutting wheel for a circular saw, you'll notice how they are a little smaller, but they're also a lot closer together. There's more teeth on a circular saw's wheel than there is on a wood wheel. The metal one also has usually like a tungsten piece attached to the teeth that helps with cutting through like sheet metal and whatnot. Let's see what other tools.
Handsaw.
Yeah, you could go with a handsaw if you don't have a circular saw. When using a saw of any kind, don't force the tool to cut. Let it should always glide through the material that you're using. If you try to force any sort of cutting tool through something, it'll jam up and could end up hurting yourself. Kickback is a bitch.
Yes.
I have seen firsthand. It is not fun nor pretty. I mean, a drill press is specialty. If you need the extra power that a battery drill isn't quite able to give you, a good corded drill is always nice to have.
I've had a corded Black & Decker drill for a long time. That thing is such a workhorse.
Mm-hmm. A good, I guess, crowbar.
That goes with the pry bars. Not always gonna need it.
A good sledgehammer.
Heavy hammers yet? Yep, there we go. Good
Yeah,
sledgehammer.
definitely a ball peen. I would recommend having at least a 5-pounder.
Oh, I said sledgehammer, not a ball peen. Ball peens, I have a hard time seeing their use out of blacksmithing and metallurgy, honestly, or like body shop work.
I might be calling a sledgehammer ball peen. I think that's what my father called it.
Yeah, a sledgehammer is just a big, heavy sumbitch hammer. Ball peen is specifically has the hammer on one side and a rounded, like half ball on the other. And then you have the oh god, was it? I want to say it's a blacksmith's hammer where it's got the flat face on one side and it's like a wedge on the other. It's like a smith's hammer or something like that. I mean, once again, those two, a ball peen and a smith's hammer, are rather situational for their uses. But a good sledgehammer is always good for a little deconstruction, remodeling work.
They come in handy with gardening too, especially if you're driving stakes into the ground to put up fencing, deer and other smaller animals out too.
A good pipe cutter for like PVC piping.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, plumbing is always a skill that people don't realize is good to know until it's actually there.
If we're talking about that, then I would also recommend the combo kit of the PVC cleaner / cement. Always nice to have that around.
Yeah, the two little jars.
On top of that, as a caveat, make sure you keep that shit closed.
Yes. It's okay while you're using it to have it open for a little bit, but if you're done using it, seal it up properly.
Store it, close it.
Keep it out of your kids' reach. Oh, if you're using rubber cement, do not do what I did when I was a kid and put it on styrofoam. Yeah.
Don't use super glue on styrofoam either.
9-year-old Zell had a model B-52 that he wanted to work on and decided, I saw Dad messing with this. I'm it's safe to go on a styrofoam plate. I don't know how this stuff will actually eat through it. Yeah.
That was my thought on super glue and styrofoam.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Had one of those giant styrofoam airplanes, and the wing just kept falling out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just ended up using super glue on it, and it didn't do any good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that made the situation worse.
Just a little, yes.
But super glue fix all.
Another thing, nail
Should have
polish.
just used tape.
Yeah, nail polish is basically acetone. It will eat through plastic cups. Like your standard like Solo cup and whatnot, it will eat through it like nothing. So do not store that stuff like that. Good pair of safety glasses.
Yeah.
A good, and I mean a proper pair of safety glasses. Don't use the glasses you get from like BB guns because those are trash.
There are ones that are rated for stuff you're supposed to be doing with them.
I'm gonna be honest. I understand what y'all are saying. I'm still gonna use my sunglasses if I'm outside. They are wrapped around, so at least nothing's gonna get it around them.
Yeah, but what happens if
my-
something smacks into it directly?
Yeah, my personal glasses, I got them rated for the stuff that I needed them to, so I have to wear safety glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've using them while weed eating. I've had rocks smack me in the eye, so using the sunglasses, not smack me in the eye, and smack me on the sunglasses.
Oh, welcome in, Aranad.
Welcome to our handyman session.
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, gentlemen.
I just want to say I'm trolling through Twitter at the moment while I'm laying here, and I'm seeing this ad for a picture hanger where you hook it to the back of the picture, line it up with where you want, take the photo off. It has a little punch thing, and it makes a little hole for where you want your picture to go. It even has a level on it.
I think I've seen that one before. Yeah, those are kind of cool.
Sounds pretty dang handy.
Yeah, it really does. Well,
Definitely
let's tap it and see how. Let's go down the rabbit hole and see how much it is.
probably expensive as shit comparatively.
Take a wild guess.
4 payments of $19.99.
Quick question: how many come in a pack?
One.
Just one of them?
Just one.
$5.
Hold on. Take the screenshot real quick.
Like $5,
It's not $5.
more or less.
More.
10.
Take a look at it and adjust price to whatever you think.
Oh, it's just it's the tool itself. Oh, okay. I just thought it was something else.
$29.99.
How much?
Gonna be like $25.
I say 29.
Pretty fucking close. It's $23.99.
I mean, the fact that it's like a tool and what it's for, I mean, it's a little on the niche side.
Does it have free shipping? If so, I'm sold.
I was gonna say if it's got the free shipping,
I
then
kind of thrown away from it now.
I mean, low key, you could just 3D print one of those.
That is true as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you guys are talking about hanging pictures, have you gone over drywall hangers or like the little?
We're more so talking about tools.
Those
And kind
gorilla
of
hook things, yeah, I love those.
talk about like the handyman's basic
We're talking about the
tools,
toolbox.
like what one should have in their toolbox, kind of thing.
Oh, you're talking about the
That's one thing we
drywall
haven't
hangers.
mentioned is the
Yeah.
actual toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Have a decent sized toolbox too,
Oh yes, toolbox
or whatever
tool,
you're gonna get.
or a tool bag.
So
I have a pack out and 3 or 5 tool bags.
I mean, that's how I've got too. I've got my emergency tire kit in the car. I've got the dolly, which has a pack out on it, another half pack out, another quarter pack out, which I store all my M12 batteries in because I got that fucking many of them.
A tool for the automotive side, as well as it can kind of go into other handyman situations, of a good jack, like a hydraulic jack.
Yeah.
And don't forget the jack stand.
Oh yeah, it's jack stands too.
Well, yeah, I need to give me a set of those.
just for those kind of playing at home, do not get under a vehicle with just a hydraulic jack. Make sure there's jack stands.
Yeah, 'cause it will fall if something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. If you have your car jacked up, make sure you put a block behind whatever wheel is still attached to the ground, both sides of it, so that it does not, so it's less likely to roll on you. When you are changing,
That being said, make sure you put your emergency brake on.
that too.
Your
Yeah.
park brake.
When changing your tire, if you are putting your spare tire on, put the old one underneath the frame of your car, so that should something happen and that jack falls and you don't have a jack stand, the car's not going to be hitting the ground, so you can get the jack positioned back underneath it.
And also, to save yourself a little bit of a headache, loosen. Do not remove, but loosen the lug nuts while it's on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you lift it up, then you remove them.
Yes. Now, I think we've...
Or just have a drill that can loosen them while it's in the air.
Oh, if you got a Ugga-Dugga, then good lord. if you got a portable Ugga-Dugga, then... For those who...
Richard makes a nice half-inch drive portable Ugga-Dugga for... I think I got mine like $40 or $50, and it does impact pretty well.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
for those
Milwaukee M18 bought it for $25.
for those playing the home game, an Ugga-Dugga refers to an impact drill or a hammer drill.
Actually, that's not entirely right. It's a multi-definition term. One is how many Hugga-Duggas it means some idiot forgot the torque wrench at home. So if you've been in the game a while, you start to feel...
One Ugga-Dugga or two Ugga-Dugga?
Well, or
Never use your Ugga-Dugga on your oil pan or on your drip pan.
see,
Yeah,
saying...
do not.
Saying to somebody that you want a half a Hugga-Dugga is way better than turn it till it cracks, then quarter turn back.
Turn it till it cracks and turn it back.
Never go full
He's
Ugga-Dugga.
not wrong. When I worked
I've
at
heard
a
that.
dealership, it blew my mind how many lube techs would do this stuff, and then it comes over to us technicians, and we're like, "Yep, we're replacing an oil pan today."
Well, Hugga-Dugga inflation is through the roof.
Yes.
Mhm.
One man's Hugga-Dugga is another man's almost a Hugga-Dugga.
One man's
Yes.
Ugga-Dugga is someone else's. What the hell did you do here?
But yes, do not use a hammer drill or a air gun on your oil pan.
Taking it off is one thing.
Yeah,
Don't use it to put it back on.
Yeah, if you're having a hard time to taking it off, go ahead and use the Ugga-Dugga. Don't use it to put it back on. Whatever you do.
Only
My
use
buddy Brian, that's going through the interview process currently, he's just over here laughing. He's like, "You guys are so true, so correct on these things."
We know a thing or two because we might have done a thing or two.
No, my dad taught me well.
No, I definitely done it.
From our conversations, Hoshi, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I was 19 and my dad killed me after.
I bet he did.
But did you die?
Yes.
I got a whooping from hell.
I bet you did.
I couldn't sit down for 2 weeks.
Another tool to have on the automotive side is a good air pump.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised we didn't think about the air compressor when we did that topic.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm surprised we haven't mentioned a decent flashlight yet.
I mean, that should be common sense. That
Personally, I prefer the headlamps.
Headlamp definitely.
Headlamp and like a handheld flashlight is definitely, and a pen light.
Yeah,
Pen light
you
is
can
very handy.
find a flashlight that's like rechargeable via USB or like a little stand that it goes in. Those are absolutely amazing.
Not sponsored. However, I have a headband flashlight that I will stand by that you can get like a 2-pack from Amazon for like $25.
Yeah, you already know what kind of headlamp I've got. I don't have to say it.
They are Type-C, rechargeable, and they have a little sensor that you can like wave your hand in front of to turn it on and off. It comes with a spotlight and a floodlight option. Like you hit the button once, you get your floodlight, you hit it again, you get your spotlight. It lasts really long time, and I loved it working at the automotive plant. But yeah, a good headlamp, pen flashlight for more direct spotting. Even if you can get one of the lights, the flashlights that kind of like magnetizes to a spot, or that you can hang, can work too.
I've got like a $20 magnetic one with from Blue Point from Snap-on, pretty much, that has like the hook and stuff built into it. That's really nice for not only like under hood and under vehicle, but homework also.
Side tangent. Take a 2-liter Mountain. Side tangent. Take a 2-liter Mountain Dew bottle, fill it with water, flip the headlamp towards the bottle, and you have a very, very good floodlight for camping.
I actually used to have a pair of gloves that had built-in lights into it that I always use for automotive stuff.
Oh, I've seen those. I've wanted those. They got it like on the thumb and index finger.
I was not impressed by the ones that I bought.
Oh, if you get a good pair of the ones that got them on the fingers, oh my god, those are.
They lasted me about like 7 years until I moved and I lost them.
This was probably why I didn't approve of them, but I bought them off of Wish. But I bought the ones that went on your first finger and your middle finger, and then wrapped around your wrist to hold in place.
Yeah, those are trash.
I was not impressed by those.
Nah, if you go to
I liked the idea of it, so I bought it.
Yeah, concept-wise, it's a good idea. The execution of that one, because I've seen the
as I needed.
I've seen the ones that you're talking. Yeah, no.
Oh look, I'm back to this ad. It was advertised again. Let's see if there's free shipping.
You can actually find those gloves with the flashlights. Usually at like AutoZone, or like an auto shop. Or you can find them on Amazon as well. A good pair of gloves is also recommended when not working.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, a good pair of gloves when not working with like circular saws and whatnot. Like if you're using hand tools and
mechanics gloves.
Yeah, a good pair of mechanics gloves I'd recommend.
Or cut resistant gloves.
Yeah, cut resistant gloves, yeah. If you're dealing with like a grinder, bench grinder, polishing wheel, circular
Hell,
saws, and
just
whatnot,
even
do not wear
I was gonna say
gloves.
even when using knives or saws.
If you're using
Yeah,
hand
those have to be-
saws, if you're using
Yeah.
hand saws, yes. The reason I
Yeah.
advise against with like rotary tools and whatnot is because if it catches the glove, you will be degloved.
That's true. They also make cut resistant gloves for the wintertime too.
Mm-hmm. Don't need those
So
where I am at.
back to this picture hanging tool that I posted.
Mm-hmm.
I came across the advertisement again, so I clicked it, and apparently it has an accessory box which has 2 pieces of 1 1/2 inch sawtooth hooks, 2 pieces of 50-pound picture hook, 4 pieces of 30-pound picture hook, 6 10-pound picture hook, 10 screw eyes. You know, like the little small.
Yeah, the little screw-in eyelets,
Yeah,
the screw-in circular hooks.
yeah.
Get you.
You've got 4 1 1/2 inch half round head nails, so like the half eyelets.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got 8 1/2 inch half eyelets, and then 1 3.3 foot iron wire for that $24. So it's not just that little plastic tool.
Okay, so you get
That
some.
doesn't sound like too bad of a kit, especially if you're doing a lot of picture hanging and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of what other like.
All 5-star reviews too.
Trying to think of what other plumbing tools would be is always a good idea
Why
to
would
have.
this be a 5-star review? So this person put a 5-star review. Just opened the box and found the item was broken, so the pins are not accurate. Can't return the item because I didn't open the box right away. How is that a 5-star review?
That makes no sense.
It sounds like a 1-star review, but
Right.
He probably
But-
put it as a 5-star review so people will see it.
I mean, I've seen that. Yeah.
I always look at the lowest reviews first.
I also look at when they were posted for any kind of review.
That one was March of this year.
With any review, I always look for the lowest and the most recent. Anything over a year, I don't want to see it.
That's very true because they have hopefully done some product improvements by then.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Any reviews older than a year are invalid to me. And I also won't take a review that's like a sentence that's not very descriptive.
Right.
Like, this was great. Yeah, that doesn't tell me anything. Or this was trash. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Let's see. You got pipe cutters, pipe wrench. Trying to think of what other PVC glue and cleaner. Trying to think of other like plumbing tools.
The little snake thing that you can put down the drain to get out like clogs and stuff.
Oh yes, a good snake. Yeah. Do not. If you are dealing with a clog, don't always go to Drano.
Absolutely not. Never, never, never.
Please
Yeah.
don't, because my wife's been doing that without me knowing. She hasn't told me, and our sink was backed up with black gunk for a while. We just had a plumber come out like 2 days ago, and he finally got the clog out. It was bad.
Mm-hmm. Before you rely on anything like Drano, use a snake.
Yeah, and depending what your pipes are made out of, Drano can eventually
Erode them, yeah.
Yep.
For your toilet, invest in a good plunger, because most toilets nowadays are oddly shaped that your classic plunger actually doesn't do a good enough job anymore.
Make sure you get the right plunger.
Flange plunger all the way. It's for toilets.
Wait, what?
Yeah, get one with the taper that goes into toilets, and then have just a regular flat, like, bottom plunger that doesn't have that taper for, like, sinks and stuff like that, or bathtubs.
Yes. There are two different types of plungers. The one you use for the toilet and the one you use for everything else. It's kind of hard to describe it, so just look it up.
It's
I would say also for, like, clogs and stuff like that, you could use one of those power pushers. Like, I know Milwaukee makes a really good one, and I've used it before. Just be very mindful of how much pressure you're putting in to your pipes.
Don't blow your toilet up.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Air's not clear.
I'll use the snake first, and then to make sure that the clog is, like, pushed through, like, if there's any remnants, then use, like, the power pusher. But I wouldn't go straight to the power pusher, because if it's a decent sized clog, the joint that's just before that clog, say goodbye to it.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're doing anything plumbing wise, like, say you have a piece of, like, PEX piping going to your sink, and it gets, like, a crack in it or burst or anything like that, and you replace it with what's called a shark bite fitting, make sure that you press each end of that PEX pipe all the way into that shark bite. Otherwise, it will leak profusely.
I think Zell said he was on a phone call. And I've just been over here trolling Twitter while I've been talking. So, my side still hurts a little bit, but still a little bit better.
I'm in the Facebook chat talking to Kraz about printers and different types of filament.
Yeah, PLA? Never heard of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good snake, proper plunger. I actually missed this plunger. It was called like a beehive plunger that was actually designed to get into the narrow, like really get in there for toilets. That thing was phenomenal. Like two pumps and it was cleared. Be careful if you.
Is that the one that looks like an accordion?
What?
Is that the one that looks like an accordion?
It looks like it looks like a plunger, or it looks like a beehive, like your cartoony beehive. Let me see if I can find a good picture of it.
Hold on. I'm actually less than 10 feet away from a decent toilet plunger, so I'll take a picture of it. Oh, bright light, that hurts.
One thing that would probably come in handy in a toolkit is one of those really high dishwashing gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if you're dealing with something yucky and it ends up like spraying on your arm or whatever, it's no big deal. You can go outside and hose it off.
There we go. Attached in the group, in the
There you go.
voice panels chat is the picture
That
of what I have for a toilet.
yeah, that's a good one. I think that's the one you're referring to, Hoshi, of the accordion. One that I showed was more bulbous and round, like a beehive, or like your cartoony beehive.
The one I pictured, I found at Walmart. I don't know where yours.
You could find the one that I posted on Walmart as well. That's where I got mine initially.
Yeah, this is the only one I saw at the Walmart I went to.
I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that one that uses like the CO2 cartridge.
Have not actually, but
that one. Let me see if I can find it.
I don't have access to my soundboard right now, but I'd be using it if I could.
This thing is something to be careful of.
I'll get corrected.
Because it has cracked. I have seen toilets break from this thing being used.
Yeah, I like the idea of it, but I'm afraid that would happen to mine, and
yeah, if you got a bad enough,
Hasn't that company been
because I blew it up
because of their lack of what's the word I'm looking for? Like a severe enough notification. Like they weren't disclosing that it could blow up a porcelain toilet, and people were injured, and there was like a big lawsuit against that company.
Yeah, I believe yeah.
I'm just gonna say the only thing I need blowing up my toilet is Taco Bell, not a CO2 canister.
We were waiting for it. I mean, it pretty much turned into a big porcelain toilet.
Not wrong on that one.
How do you know when the people upstairs have had Taco Bell? Glowing red pipe. That's an old meme. But
when you can hear your neighbor coming from 3 blocks away, they had Taco Bell. Zell, you were away, but my side is starting to feel a little bit better.
That's good.
Been doing a little bit of stretches, trying to stretch it out a little bit. That or the Tylenols, the ibuprofen's taking effect, or whatever the fuck the NSAIDs, whatever.
There you go.
Oh my god.
The lava has started.
For replacing a toilet, I know that they have there's the traditional beeswax rings, and then I believe there's a new kind that's like a silicone.
Oh, you're talking about the ring that meets to the floor. So there's like the wax ring, and then there's the new silicone ones. Yep.
I have not tried the silicone ones yet. I have always used the wax, like the beeswax ones. Have any of y'all had any experience?
Generally come with a new toilet.
They typically are. Have any of y'all had any experience or seen anything in regards to those silicone ones?
I have not.
Nothing yet, but my buddy Peter, he's the plumber. I can ask him about them, see if he's messed with them yet in his field.
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, I'm slightly curious as to, like, pros and cons. If it is a major plumbing issue, call the plumber. Do not try to do anything yourself. If you have a septic tank, call a plumber.
Yes. Call the septic company.
Especially if you can't snake the clog out. Do not use Drano and whatnot if you have a septic tank. Because that stuff's not meant for septic tanks, as far as I'm concerned.
So, just to let y'all know what's going on, a little bit of the gaming world at the moment. For those who do or do not play Destiny 2, there was an exploit found yesterday or 2 days ago that allows you, when crafting a new weapon or reshaping a crafted weapon, to put an intrinsic weapon frame that doesn't even belong to that class on it. So you can put a shotgun frame on an auto rifle.
So AA-12?
Pretty much. And this thing fucking destroys bosses.
Yes, please.
And we have just been having so much fun with this. We've put the perks are the weapon perk, Dragonfly, and explosive payload were put on a sword.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes.
How?
Explosive payload and Dragonfly on a sword.
So it's fast and explodes once it hits someone?
No, the person explodes and go boom.
Oh, that is fantastic.
That doesn't work the way you think it should.
I don't think that's even should be on a sword.
I mean, Dragonfly is basically chain reaction, and chain reaction, it does go on swords.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a few that have had it.
Yeah. Anyways.
But right now, the most common one to find is the Amit AR2 with the shotgun aggressive frame perks. And you're shooting one round, which is actually 12 shotguns. It's a shotgun spread. It is just so fucking broken.
I actually just learned I just remembered a trick. If you are ever for carpentry, if you are ever
sorry, I got it. I was just a Twitter post I found.
If you are ever trying to find the center of a board, use your tape measure. That's another tool to have in your tool bag, is a good tape measurer. Take your tape measure, measure across. If you do not land on a whole number, like 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, rotate the measurement tool, the tape measurer, not slide it, but rotate it down to the next whole number. Then find the center of your board, the middle from the end to that number. That'll be the center of the board every time.
They are usually 16 inches on center, and that's why every 16 inches is red.
For studs.
For your studs, yes.
But also dependent on how old your home is.
Yes.
If you have an older home,
16 to 18 inches.
I've seen
16 or 8.
Mobile homes can be 12.
All right, Dorothy.
I'm sorry.
Well, they kind of have to be closer together for structural integrity, but like on older homes, like pre-50s, it can be up to 20 inches in between each stud.
Or no, not 12 inches, 14, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
Yeah, on mobile homes, they depending on where it is in the house, it'll actually be closer together.
My parents' house, is not 16 inches on center. It's more like, hey, I think I'll put a stud here. I haven't put a stud in a while. I might want to put one. That's how it felt like when I went to go and hang up shelves. I tried doing 16 inches. Put a hole, no stud. Okay, let's use the tiniest drill bit I have, and just every inch, let's see if I can find a stud.
Funny enough, the knock
along the line of where the shelf was gonna hang, so it hides it.
Depending on what your walls are made of, the knock method works.
Or use a magnet. A magnet will help find either the nail or the screw head.
Never thought about that, but I like that method. I'm gonna have to use that the next time I go to hang something in my apartment. See if that works.
That's actually really smart. I never thought that either.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I mean, I generally like to think I'm a smart person, but I usually don't keep magnets around for that purpose. It's just like,
also,
let's go find a magnet.
Oh, go ahead.
I think that was just me still talking, but I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Oh, back to the wax ring, silicone ring. I posted the screenshot in the chat, but Pete said he still uses wax, but a lot of the guys use the silicone. It's nice if you mess up putting the toilet back on, but he likes the wax rings because they smash down and spread out, so they create a nice seal. But in general, he hasn't heard anything bad about the silicone rings.
Yeah, I figured with the silicone rings, they're a little more lenient in regards to if it doesn't sit down right the first time, you don't have to worry about using another wax ring and cleaning that up. Because, I mean, it's silicone, it'll just kind of like reform. And then you can reposition and tighten down. When doing a toilet, add a few extra good thick washers on the screws as well. Because if you just use like the one washer that it comes with, you're gonna bend the crap out of that thing.
You guys didn't hear any buzzing just now, did you?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was my bedtime alarm.
It's all good.
It's 8:30 for me, so if I want to go in early, I set an alarm. Telling me, it's like, hey, you go to bed.
I don't know. Did you have any tool specifics for plumbing that you would recommend?
One I found, and I can't remember what store. It might have been either Home Depot or Lowe's, but it's a spanner wrench for plumbing, and it has a sliding T handle at the bottom of it. That helps tremendously with doing anything under sink.
Oh, for the wrench with the slot on the side?
Yeah, it's kind of like
to go around piping and whatnot? Or
yeah,
the flex hoses?
It's flat on the bottom, and then it's hinged with a spring, and it opens up, and that top, I would say like crescent moon part, has straight line teeth in it, and it works great for loosening up like the plastic ring at the bottom of sinks for like the drain holes. Or the not drain holes, my apologies. And then further up with like the faucet.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I just thought about this when you said under sink stuff. It may not be much thought of, but a pillow. Something to rest yourself on while you're working.
Yeah, like a foam pad.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, honestly, Walmart, I just learned this the other day that Academy's not everywhere, but like a sports store has like the foam matting for gyms and whatnot. Get one of those. packs of 4 are like cheap, 10, 15 bucks.
Just something to protect your side while you're laying on the wood.
Mm-hmm. It gives you a little bit.
I mean,
comfier
also a
spot.
good pair of knee pads will help too.
Yeah.
There we go. The wrench I was talking about, the spanner. I posted a picture of it in the chat.
Oh, okay. I see what you're. A basin wrench. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking of something else. Let's see. See if I can find out what I was talking about.
I thought about this when y'all were talking about the pass-through sockets. Some companies are now making sockets that can be used with a wrench. So let's say your ratchet wrench won't fit with the handle, but it can at least fit the socket. You can use a pair of pliers or a wrench to turn it instead of having to go get a universal joint.
Yeah, that's the tool that I was thinking you were referring to, Brad.
What the fuck is that?
It's
Oh, yep. I've seen that tool before too. Yep.
It's similar to the basin wrench, except it allows you to get into a little tighter of areas and use your hand to fully.
I mean, I do like it, but
Pittsburgh steel.
Yeah, you can use your hand to tighten on the hose fittings to like the faucet fittings or the oh my gosh, the
Sinks.
little shower extension for rinsing off plates.
The little spray nozzle.
Yeah, that thing.
I mean, it also works for like your toilets going into the basin or the tank.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that for that single inlet there.
Which, when doing any sort of plumbing, know where the shutoff valves are.
Yes.
If need be.
I think we talked about that in one of the last few episodes.
We did.
Where your
shutoff
main
valves are.
Water main.
Know where all your circuit breakers.
Shut off at your toilet or at your sink. Definitely know where your main shutoff is for the entire house, and turn on one of the other faucets and get all that water pressure out of the system.
Right. Or even just the bath.
Yeah, I highly recommend. If there is any construction on piping in your area, like within a block of your resident, and you lost water, when water is restored, use your tub to release the pressure, because it'll also clear out.
You will have some knocking sounds.
Oh yeah, all that high volume of water that comes out of a tub. That's a great thought. I didn't even think of that.
Not only that, possible dirt and debris.
Yeah, that happened to me.
You always want to flush the system.
You want to use the tub to flush your water pipes because of possible dirt and debris getting into the main line. You don't want that going through your sinks or shower head.
Never thought about it that way, but yeah, I'll be using the tub to purge my system the next time they say we're having a water shut off. But surprisingly, we haven't had it in a while. It used to be every fucking Friday they turned our water on. Oh look, another ad for that fucking picture hanger.
Big Brother's listening.
Clicked on it, that's why.
Big Brother's watching.
Right.
Maybe he's trying to give you a hint.
The second ad I seen was damn
metal. Like, here, we found this for you, and the same one, and the same one again. Enjoy.
Maybe it's trying to give you a hint, Kabur.
I can 3D print one. Fuck buying it. Now I'll probably see 3D print
3D
stuff.
3D printing is such a lifesaver on so many things, man.
Oh, really? I know. I have actually 3D printed little hooks for my pots and pans, my broom, my dustpan, my keys. my little shoehorn thing.
I think we've pretty much done a decent coverage of plumbing. Should we switch over to electrical? Or does anyone else have anything that you'd like to put out there for plumbing specific?
Plumbing specific, I don't have anything.
No, not really. I don't think so. What was the other topic you said?
Electrical work. Knowing how to... go ahead, Oranad.
Rule number 1 with electrical: do not become part of the circuit.
Ain't that
know
the
where
truth?
your main,
Always
just like for water.
flip the breaker.
No,
Make sure
that's
you know
what
where
I
your
was saying,
breaker
just
is.
like
Make
the
sure
water
your
main.
lockout,
Know
tag
where
out.
your circuit breakers are.
Alright, got multiple people talking at once.
Well, if you are working on like high electrical places and stuff like that, make sure if you have them, lock out, tag out. Make sure
Yes.
nobody turns that thing back on while you're working on it.
Well, this is more so at home topic.
I do that at home too because I don't
Oh
trust
no,
my
yeah,
kids.
it's definitely something that you should tell your kids. Is like, hey, when dad's working on something, you don't touch this. And it's very easy to get the circuit breaker lockout tagouts from Amazon. Little tidbit: if you have a black lock that is designated for like lockout tagout situations, best not lose that key.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Bolt cutters. There we go. Another thing to put in your toolbox.
Bolt cutters are a good
Pair
good
bolt
one to have.
cutters.
Here's the thing. Technically, I'm pretty sure you're not going to get in trouble of this if you're doing it at home. But in the workforce, a black lock, it is a federal offense to cut a black lockout tagout lock.
I'm gonna say probably the red ones too. And
No.
lockout,
Actually,
tagout,
no.
period.
Actually, no.
No, it's
a red
just
one,
the black ones.
Just the black ones, because a black one.
What's the difference?
Your red ones are your standard lockout tagout that any maintenance personnel is required to use. A black one is more or less something along the lines of what OSHA would do, to be like, this is shut down now and not to be turned back on, period.
And what some companies will do, I know they did it when I was working for wind turbines. They will have you get black electrical tape, and they'll let you put that around it instead to simulate the black lock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So basically, black lock is an OSHA lock.
Kind of. I mean, I say that because they're sort of the ones that are most likely to use them, but every facility is supposed to have some black locks for, like, this is not to be no matter what, this does not get turned back on.
Yeah, if you look like in the chat, I posted my black lock that I used for when I was on wind turbines.
Yeah, if a black lock's key gets lost, there are very specific steps to go through to show that the removal was approved. And then whoever was in charge of that lock's key is going to get it in very big trouble.
Oh yeah.
I had a buddy of mine.
See, my place, we actually don't have the tag.
Mm-hmm.
They call it lockout tryout. So anytime
tryout.
Yeah, because I worked with a baler.
Mm-hmm.
So when I lock it out to do my end of shift cleaning, I'll lock it out and I have to go over to the operator board, turn it on, try to turn it on, turn the key, push the green button and all that, turn the key back off, secure the operator panel so no one can get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone else comes over to help me, they have to lock out and try it out, even though I've already done it.
Mm-hmm. But back to home environment.
Yeah. Most of the time, you're not going to be locking anything out at home.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go that little extra step just to make sure if you've got like little ones that have like, oh, I want to help dad. Daddy, why does it smell like bacon?
That's exactly why I do it.
Because you
Because
just fried
there's
dad
a
with
burning.
220 volts of Jesus juice.
If you're going to be doing any electrical work, I highly recommend, if you can, not required, I just recommend it, get yourself a good pair of insulated work boots. Insulate yourself to the best of your ability when doing anything electrical. And
no, we don't mean put on a coat.
Mm-hmm. If need
and we're
be,
not talking about putting on a rubber either.
If need be, use rubber gloves.
And probably some fire retardant clothing, just in case.
Denim. Wool.
I'll be honest, most of the time I'm just wearing my work skin shirt. Like that moisture wicking shirt. I forgot what else to fucking call it.
3 simple things that can learn and should know about is changing out a socket, changing a light switch, and changing out light fixtures. Those are
not just light bulbs, the fixtures.
The whole fixture itself.
And fans.
Well, I mean, if you know how to change out a light fixture, you know how to change out fans.
Oh, so y'all might get a kick out of this. I just thought about this. Where's my camera? There it is.
But
let's turn it around. There we go. No, that's not what I want. There we go. That's the. I just want y'all to tell me. I'm looking up at my ceiling here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me where my light is?
Over to your right. In the corner, probably.
Nope. Right there. You see what I have to use as a fucking light in my room?
Is that a floodlight system?
Is that a work light?
Yes.
You don't have a light fixture?
No.
Are you in like the living room or something?
No, my living room doesn't even have a light.
Most apartments don't.
So they are having the resident rely on
where the fuck am I supposed to put a... There is no light in this room. Look at my ceiling. Where am I supposed to put a light?
You don't.
You plug one into the outlet on the wall.
I have to rely on lights on my wall. Or that, so I can have light in my room. The hallway has a light, the bathrooms have a light, the kitchen and the dining room, sort of the living room, have a light.
So what the apartment complex is relying on you to do is supply your own light for the living room and the bedroom via plug those all lights to an outlet.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Most apartments don't have lights in the living room for the most part.
No, most of the time you'll have to get a stand light or something, but most of the time the bedrooms will at least have
the bedrooms will usually have a ceiling light or a ceiling fan of some sort.
Neither one of mine have a ceiling light, and I would love to put one up, but I don't even have a junction box for it.
I'd advise...
Is there even a switch? Like, is there a switch in the room or no?
Yes, there is actually a light switch in both of my bedrooms.
What does it go to?
I don't fucking know.
Does it go to one of the
Nope.
That's weird.
So the junction box has got to be in the ceiling. They just didn't cut the hole for it when they sheetrocked.
That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes like logical sense. I mean, they ran the electrical to that light switch. They just
Honestly, I don't even know if there's electrical to that switch. Let's find out.
I was gonna.
Let's find out. If we
sweet
even have
learning experience. Everybody, get your
wires
caps
there.
on.
Let's find out if I have wires going to this switch.
I was gonna say if you've got a really good magnet, run it over the center of the ceiling. Because a junction box is usually metal, isn't it?
Which is off. I don't really.
I was gonna say
metal or blue plastic.
I mean, if it's blue plastic, you're gonna have a hard time.
God damn it! It's a fucking flathead. God damn it!
Use a penny
Go,
or a dime.
Go lay down.
Go use a dime.
No, I've got a little precision screwdriver kit right here. I just gotta find the shit that I need so I can use it.
Oh, a good tool to have, just for general handyman, a good multi-tool.
I have to use this.
Why do you not have a universal socket screwdriver?
Because I don't have anything to hold it in, and I really don't want to go out to my toolbox to fucking get it.
I was gonna say, do you have a ratchet?
Or a knife?
No, I got a pair of pliers.
I mean, that'll work.
I sometimes use knives if I don't have nothing close enough.
Oops.
I've done that.
There we go. That at least loosened it.
When doing electrical work, if you are screwing down any wires, you go with the loop. You make sure the loop is going to the right, and you tighten to the right. Well, I mean, obviously you tighten to the right, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I have a feeling there's some places in the world that are fucking ass backwards, where it's
like anything south of the equator where the toilet flushes backwards, they do everything else backwards.
Do they really?
I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Oop! You lost a screw.
No, is it still there? Or you were talking about this one?
Yeah, the bottom one.
No, that was the first one that I took out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there are wires.
Yeah, they probably have the junction box up top. They just covered it up.
What the fucking hell? Can't really tell if there's anything going on it, though. Shall I touch it?
I'd advise no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have only yourself to blame on that.
This is what not to do, kids.
Oh, no, the people listening can't see this.
Look. Tell me what's wrong here.
I see multiple wires, and they don't appear to be connected.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Are they actually not connected?
I don't think they are, no.
It might be one of those push-in things in the back where it has like the little hole, and you push the wire into it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say no.
I mean, it looks like the standard screws on the side.
It's like well, you can get light switches and stuff that have like the screws on the side, but you have other light switches and even outlets that are a push-in, and it relies on tension to hold it in place.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like it. It might be. Actually, yeah, I think it might be. Can you see?
How new is your apartment? Like,
I want to say 70s or 80s.
I mean, if they did a renovation.
If you can see, the one that my screwdriver is touching right now looks like it's going into the back. Right. Oops. Right here. About right behind where the screwdriver is now is where that wire looks like it could be going into the back.
I mean, you could just unscrew it and find out.
Yeah, but that requires me to have another flathead. I really don't want to use this fucking wrench thing. I want to be lazy. Come on, I'm supposed to be going to bed right now. Let's see if I've got no, nothing in there.
I'm gonna say you have the power
Like
drill
the
right there.
tools that I don't fucking use.
But yeah, whenever you're doing wiring, loop going to the right of the bolt so that it tightens with the fixture. If that makes sense.
Does anyone here play airsoft, and would you like to buy some guns?
I do, but don't get the finances to support it.
Well,
I haven't.
I've got 2 cases full of airsoft. One of them is actually a professional style kit that I was going to use, but then I never really got into it professionally, like semi-professionally, or even at all. Never even got an airsoft match.
Yeah, the airsoft arena near me is kind of on the side. It's an indoor arena, so.
So kind of fun. Honestly, I'm not even gonna find a. Oh look, there's my Kurota Beskar. I've been wondering where that went. I'm a bad man, but I haven't been wearing my Kurota Beskar.
I need to.
It's really bad. I'm going to admit this. I left my van brace at work yesterday.
Bad bando.
I know.
I need to get one.
I was in the bathroom. I took it off so I could wipe. I was in a hurry because I was having the shits. I had to get back to work. I forgot to put it back on. And I didn't realize I didn't put it on until I went to take it off when I got home.
I need to get a Kurota Beskar for when I go to Basic to wear.
Hit me up. I'll print you a 3D. I'll print you a PLA one.
How much?
I'll even get a crest for you.
How much?
The one with family crest, I think I sell for $35 or $40. I'll have to look at my pricing list in the guild channel. But standard with the way and the heart of the standard Kurota Beskar is $30.
I'll have to take a look at it later to figure out which one I would want.
Yeah, I have to do the same thing.
Eventually, I would like to get a metal one to have with my dog tags.
Yeah.
On my dog tags. I'm going to have Keeper of the Way put on there as my religion, as the religions.
They might just list it as other. I'm just gonna be honest.
They have had soldiers have Jedi on theirs.
Yeah, if it's if it's actual religion, they will have they'll have where it is on there.
Yeah, but Jedi is a recognized religion. We're not at that status yet.
Getting very close, though, from my understanding.
We are close, yes. We're just not at that status page where it is actually a recognized faith.
I mean,
post at.
I'm an ordained minister through ULC, and I had to do a Jedi wedding, so I had to learn about the whole thing, obviously, to be able to perform like something that was worthwhile for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my certificate through ULC, and that's how I found out that the Force or Jedi was a recognized religion, because I was like, what? No way.
Thing is it really, from what I understand, at least in the UK, it doesn't actually take much to be seen as a recognized religion, technically. You have to have service. You have to have a place of, like...
worship?
Not a place of worship, but, like, sort of, I guess the closest I can use as an example would be, like, the Vatican. Like, a main location of...
For them, they would have a Jedi temple.
Yeah, it's like the main headquarters of the faith. And the moment you hold service for the first time, you basically meet all the requirements of a religion in the UK, from what I understand. I'm pretty sure there's a little other nuances to it, but that's basically what it is. I mean, heck, if the Church of Scientology can be created, why can't the Keepers of the Way? Right? I mean, even the founder of Scientology was like, "Yeah, I did this out of bullshit." And he's also gone on the record saying the easiest way to get rich is create your own religion.
Right.
But we're not doing that for that.
Nope. We are a recognized nonprofit by the IRS. Mm-hmm. We're not in this for the profit.
Yep. The only issue I am going to have as far as being in the military goes is tenet number 1.
Probably number 2 as well.
I can probably get away with a bracer and claiming it as for the religious belief if I get a bracer.
As long as I'm not sure what the Navy is, but AR 670-1, the uniform code for uniform wear.
Mm-hmm. Well, because
everybody basically dresses the same.
Well, I mean, they allow religious headwear.
You're also allowed an armband in the military too. In that it's in the same AR too.
Okay, I might stand corrected then.
It basically falls under quote unquote watches and medical bracelets kind of thing. And once again, little things like that, and saying eventually the recognition of the public will kind of force the hand of the government. I know there's a phrase for it that I am drawing a blank. Oh, what is it called?
Monkey see, monkey do?
No, it's something like almost like the court of public opinion. There you go. I think that's actually what it is. Court of the public opinion. Basically,
well, I just tagged you in the Armorer's channel with what my product is. Okay. Oh, right. Hoshi, I needed to tag you too.
Yeah, basically the court of public opinion is more or less, as far as religions go, yeah, there are certain standards that need to be met. However,
I need to before it dies.
If the general populace kind of recognizes, hey Kendo, if the general populace basically, for the vast majority, recognizes something as a religion, it more or less the government will be like, yeah, I guess this is a religion.
Excuse me.
And not just a cult. Because what is a religion but an accepted cult?
It's Christianity in a nutshell.
Oh, I'm trying to remember who it was that how there was a question from to a YouTuber that they were asked how, like, if you were to do time travel, how would you basically prevent the rise of Christianity? And there was a particular leader that they said if they were like assassinated before the rise of Christianity, the whole world would have been different today. Charlemagne, there you go. It was Charlemagne that he said, like, if you went back in time and assassinated Charlemagne before the rise of Christianity, most likely Christianity would not be as big of a thing as it is nowadays. Guaranteed. Because Charlemagne kind of made a deal with the Pope that made Christianity as big as it is. But as far as us as keepers of the way, once again, little things like that, most may not even actually look at it and be like, that's not a religion. If I can show them the tenets and whatnot and be like, these are my tenets that I live by. These are the 12 core tenets of our faith. And we have a nonprofit recognition.
Right.
But as I said, the only real problem that I would have is, at least in basic training, once I'm out of basic training, it shouldn't be as big of an issue. But is tenet number 1. But I mean, other religions kind of aren't allowed theirs. Like, was it Shiites have their ceremonial dagger?
Yeah, the kukri.
Yeah, the kukri from the Shiites, and that's more so just like a traditional ceremonial thing. It's not even meant to be used as a real weapon nowadays. However, our faith.
I'm sure it was, but just not anymore.
Yeah, it was at its time, but in the modern era, it's become more of a religious symbol and ceremonial kind of thing. So then joining the military, it's like, okay, we understand for this time period, it's understandable as to why it is that I can't have this.
Well, at least until you get your rifle for,
Mm-hmm.
your arms training and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, once I'm done with like basic training and everything, it shouldn't be hard for me to carry around a call.
I'm gonna break a thought that you just had right there. My brother was Navy. He never got issued a rifle. You had shotgun and pistol qualification. The shotgun was basically just a hip fire, and the pistol was, hey, go shoot at this. Not like the Army where you're issued a rifle for 6 out of the 9 weeks, and you fire it every single day for 3 weeks, and then you qualify.
Here's the
thing. Apparently Navy is just like maybe 2 or 3 days, and it's not that much. Just gonna let you know that now.
You're probably right. However,
I know I'm right. Like I just said, my brother went through
I know
great mistakes.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be a chaplain's bodyguard. I'm going to have Marine combat training. I'm going to have a rifle probably designated to me.
With your specific MOS, that could be true. I don't know much about that side.
Yeah, because
I can't talk about that.
I'm basically the chaplain's assistant and bodyguard. When I get deployed with my chaplain, I will be with a Marine combat unit. Most likely. Or at least I have training to be with a Marine combat unit if I'm not posted on a ship with my chaplain. Because chaplains are not allowed to carry arms.
Oh no, yeah, I understand.
Which will be
I'm
funny.
surprised the chaplain's assistant would.
because we're not held to the stand. We're combat units. We're not non-combatants. As I said, I'm their assistant, but in combat zones, I'm also their bodyguard. They may not carry a weapon, but I am allowed.
So just curious, if you do go and become the clergy, a chaplain yourself, being Mandalorian, does that mean they would allow you to be issued a weapon then?
Possibly.
I just had that thought.
Possibly. I mean, there are certain places that frown on chaplains being armed. However, considering it is part of the faith of the chaplain, if anything, they would probably allow a pistol to be carried, more so than a rifle, depending on situations, I would say. But that'll be something that has to be worked out once keepers of the way become once we get keepers of the faith of the way to be chaplains. Because I'll be honest, I didn't realize this. Like, I knew priests, rabbis, I'm not sure what Muslim teachers are called, like preachers and all them are called, but I knew Muslim.
They're called imams.
Imams? Okay, so imams, pastors, fathers, I just said it a second ago. Rabbis. Rabbis. I knew of those. I did not realize that we had some chaplains that are of the Wiccan faith in our amongst our military. I did not know that.
Yep,
Not that I have a problem with it. I have no problems with anyone's faith choices. That is not my place to judge. I am just surprised that there are chaplains of the Wiccan faith. I was just very surprised when I heard that.
I mean, technically, a chaplain is a chaplain of all faiths, not just one.
Not necessarily. Actually,
that's what I said. Technically,
a chaplain is a religious leader of a faith. You will have there are multiple chaplains within an area, depending that cover over different faiths, because, as I said, you have your fathers, the father pastor, imams, rabbis, whatever priestess the Wiccans leaders would be called. Kind of hard to do that when be multiple ones when you're trying to be the person of that faith. Usually that is your faith as well.
No, I'm not saying you're not wrong. That is right. But
I mean,
the way that I have heard it is they have to be able to do a sermon that is truly non-denominational.
See, I'll be learning all that once I go through my A school, probably.
And you'll be able to correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to it.
It'll be interesting.
This is what I remember hearing, and
for those who are not aware of, we have slipped into Mando's after hour.
Yeah.
For those who are unaware, we have slipped into Mando after hours now.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, we've deviated from the original topic.
I have a fussy baby at the moment.
Oof. Yeah, you take care of Toshi.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a nice
So
night.
did you see that post tagged you in?
The one of the Armorers Guild?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I see it.
How big exactly are those?
3-inch by 1.5 inch. No bigger than that.
I mean, I'm definitely going to want the one that can go on a plate carrier. In time.
You're gonna want to talk to Grant on Facebook about that one.
I actually print those as well.
You do?
Yes.
I might need one that's a little smaller than the 3" by 1.5.
I can see what I can do. The
Something that would be like dog
back
tag
side of it,
size.
which has the sigil and text, I don't know how much smaller I can get that part, which is why I went with the 1.5 by 3, because I can get good detail at that level. Anything smaller, and it's probably not going to work out so well on the text, but the sigil will be fine.
I'd honestly say the text, well, nice, not quite necessary.
I mean, I have a 3D printer. If I just need the files, I can print one myself.
Yeah, because I'd say I probably would want one that's like just dog tag size. Quite honestly.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, I'm not needing the writing.
Now, I'm assuming you mean like as thin as a dog tag, or just the general size?
General size.
Okay, because I don't know how well it would work on the thinness of it. Because that's like maybe 2 layers, and 2 layers is not going to be solid at all.
Yeah, I just needed generally the size of it, if possible. I mean, it'd be a nice experiment for future keepers of the way to see if we can get one that's the size of a dog tag. That's of good quality.
That would probably actually be a metal crafted one, not a 3D printed.
Fair. Yes, that's fair.
For the actual the thickness of it, I would not sell one that thin because it would not be good quality.
Well, yeah, if it's made out of plastic, yeah.
Now I think that's probably going to be about 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch, maybe an inch. If I'm probably 1 inch wide by 1.5 inch tall.
Let's see here.
I just gotta go to my keys and look at my dog tags to actually get the right measurement, but that's gonna be about accurate.
Standard dog tags are 1.125 inches by 2 inches.
I was a little off, but I was close.
That's the U.S. military dog tag size.
So it's 2 inch tall by 1.25 inch wide.
Roughly, yeah. With a 1/8 inch, what appears to be an 1/8 inch hole and a 1/16 of an inch border. But that's not needed on the Cotobescar.
No. The Cotobescar is best done as a necklace, not so much with the
dog tag.
Yeah, the dog tag hole. Oh. Just because of the size of it. I found I've got a 3mm hole, and that's just enough for the just big enough that leather strap I put through it has enough room to move around.
Trying to think of what the dimensions of the dog tag chains. 2.4mm or 3 32 inches. 3 36 inches.
Yeah, the dog tag chain will fit through there too.
I would probably want one that's not necessarily like beveled like those, but similar to the upper left one, where it's kind of like flat faced.
The plate carrier style.
Mm-hmm. Something more
I
like
can see that too.
that would probably be good for a dog tag. I mean, I'll be honest, if need be, if it's a little bit bigger than a dog tag for structural support, that probably couldn't hurt. Of course, all this I would have to be like talking with people in regards to actually wearing it and all that. For sure, I'm wanting one for my plate carrier when that time comes.
We're really good on belt loops too, for belts. The top left one, I've actually been wearing one of those when I wear my pants and belt.
Hmm. Who is it that's making the bracers again? Grant?
Grant does some, Byron Douglas does some, and Mark Masters.
Okay, I'll probably have to reach out
Mark
to
is
them.
working on one for me. See if I can find one.
I'll have to reach out to them to get.
Oh, I also do stamps now. I didn't realize just how well
Oh yeah,
that
you were
3D
telling me about
printed
that. Yeah.
stamps would work.
Mm-hmm. Especially if it's made out of metal.
No, even just PLA, the
Mm-hmm.
PLA style filament. There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to one of them in regards to getting a commission done. But yeah, as I was saying, I mean, court of public opinion. If enough people are like, yeah, that's a religion.
I tagged you in the
Mm-hmm.
van brace that Mark is making for me.
Ooh, yeah, I see.
It's just going to be a different color scheme. The sigil is going to be. Oh, I got to pull my Facebook chat to find out now. It's either going to be red or green.
No, I
But
probably
the
can't get
entire
away
brace
with that.
is black.
I most likely won't be able to get away with that unless I have it underneath the sleeves. And I probably wouldn't want something so intricate either. As far as like a design on the bracer, personally. But as far as like just the cuff, like what you had, would I can see them. I don't see why they would have a problem with me saying it's for religious purposes.
Alright, come on, where's the.
Yeah, I mean, as far as chaplains go, I was thinking that as well. I was like, chaplains as keepers of the way as chaplains. How is that gonna work? Like, I can see them being permitted to like maybe carry a pistol, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things that's going to be like. Trying to think what else to talk about, really.
Honestly, I'm probably about to fall asleep.
Yeah, it's getting late and people probably got to be up in the morning, so thank you everyone for listening. For those who have stuck around this long, do check us out on our link tree. It's got our links to our Facebook, Twitter, or X, TikTok, Patreon to help support
the Armorers Guild.
The Armorers Guild. For if you wish to help support the our movement to get recognized, so that we are able to actively follow the tenets with a little less hardship. Next,
we got what? Hoodies, t-shirts, bumper stickers,
oh
patches.
Yes, we are working on a shop for those that were said, from jerseys, hoodies.
There's a Patreon that you can donate to. You can do a donation when you purchase a shirt or a hoodie.
Or just help fund our movement to get closer and closer to true recognition. Still working on the logistics for a streaming of these podcasts on other platforms, so that there can be true live interactions with those who aren't quite on the Discord, which, if you wish to join in on these discussions and are okay with your voice being recorded, join us on the Discord. We do these currently every other Sunday. When I do and a little, what's it called, like backroom cleaning or whatever,
editing,
not editing, but come December 5th, Zell Namori, am going to be heading off to basic training, so I will not be available most likely till probably May or June.
At least a good 2.5 months. For basic, whatever your A school is.
I've got 10 weeks of basic, about 8 weeks of A school, and then 9 weeks of C school. So I will not be available till about May or June. So the position of co-host is going to be needing some filling. If you wish to try to fill my shoes, which are not very big, do reach out to Kadale Kabor on the Discord channel,
or Scott Thayer on Facebook.
And see if what y'all can come to an agreement on.
So I'm looking at the topics that we went through.
I was actually just gonna ask, what is our next topic for the next recording?
Not sure. I think it was a toss-up between Trey Shores, armor, and dad jokes.
Was it?
Oh, that's fitting for you.
I know, right?
Dad joke part.
Do we have that list in our private?
It should be in the direct messages that we were doing,
Topics for
but I've got it.
Oh,
I've got it tagged for everyone in the Mondoa podcast channel, and it was on the 2nd of August that I posted that.
mm-hmm. I see dad
And
jokes.
we really didn't have too many people emote on it. So we had 2 that wanted to do Trey Shores, which one of them was myself, just putting the emote there.
And
then we had another, the dad jokes, and then Armor.
And was this on the Mandoa podcast channel or?
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing the pin.
It's not a pin.
Oh,
I didn't pin
it. Oh, okay. So let's go.
Just scroll up to August 2nd and you'll see it.
6th, 4th, 3rd. There we go. For sure. I believe we did that one, right?
I don't think we did. I think we started with
the basics of life skills. Yeah, so next dad jokes day. I think having a fun just dad jokes and that's what she said day 100% after dark episode.
The dad jokes prior to the dark, and then that's what she said after.
I see people adding to it at the moment.
Yeah, that's probably the people we have in the session then.
Mm-hmm. I see
it's
y'all.
not.
I see y'all.
He's like, no, it's not.
I see you, Brad. Anyways, so
well, I just found out about this, so I mean, it's hard for me because I'm new to the Discord and
that's fair.
Loving everything about the faith and seeing this, I'm like, oh God, I wish we could have like a 6-hour-long podcast about like all of this stuff and be able to talk to it in a lore and a Joa, and yeah, it's all great. Like these are all fantastic topics. It's definitely worth.
I mean, technically, you're talking to 2 of the Joe Hassads.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Zell, we're both Johas.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. Like I'm trying my best to learn the language, and it's so awesome because it's not every day that you get to learn and help add to establishing a language. You know what I mean?
If you would like, if you're interested, I mean, as far as I'm aware, we have a server.
Yes, I will help.
Still accepting people to be language bearers.
Yes, absolutely. I will totally help.
Who is it that we need to talk to again specifically for that? I know Sword. I know Sword is one of them.
I would just say any of the Allure. Sword, Kansas.
I
wouldn't say so much Kraz, but maybe.
I did message Sword about helping with interviews, and obviously
Keeper,
Kadale, talking about doing the armor stuff. Like, I'm down to help out with anything. It's all good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I feel like the more rounded I can be as an individual, the better I can help others. You know what I mean?
I mean, as far as the Johad side go, we're still working on trying to come up with a proper, good, understandable written language, like written version of our alphabet. So, I mean, as of right now, we're just using English letters with special pronunciations for the most part, but we are in the works of an actual Mandalorian alphabet.
Oh, fun fact, while we're still on recording, I was looking for the word cluster the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Ori Oyuruk.
Ori
Oyuruk.
Ori Oyuruk.
Yeah,
Okay, I need to find a word to go with that real quick. Where?
shab. You already know it's shab.
Ori o yuru.
Oh, are you talking about a
shab.
fluster cuck?
Yeah.
The,
Oru.
Yeah.
Ori.
I didn't want to
Oyuru,
cuss, but
shab.
our podcasts are always rated explicit.
Yeah, we
oh, gotcha.
always
So a
rate
clusterfuck.
explicit
That's
for-
a great military
Yeah.
term.
Oh, I'm gonna have.
Never go wrong
I'm
with
gonna
that.
love. I'm gonna love using Mandoa or around my. I might end up converting some people.
Oh, there are definitely times where I'm just like Shabda Desi.
Mm-hmm. And people are gonna look at you like, "What the fuck?" Exactly. But that being said, thank y'all for joining us. Check out the link tree. Always accepting new keepers of the way into the faith. Stay humble, or stay kind. Be on your guard. Protect those who cannot protect themselves. Stay armored. Stay armed. Do not judge. Ibe Kruni, this is the way.
Ibe Kruni.